Hello from northern Pakistan. We are here in Skardu, the mountain town located in these beautiful mountains, the Karakoram Mountains, and we are getting ready to pack for our K2 base camp expedition. This is a bigger, longer expedition, so when we're packing, we're going to be using at least a 95 to 105 liter duffel bag. This is what we're working with today. I'm going to start by packing my day pack with everything that I would need for the day. I'm gonna have my gaiters and my mid-weight gloves or mittens, and those are gonna just live in my day pack. I'm also packing a pair of rain pants, as well as my personal first aid kit. Our guiding staff will have a really comprehensive first aid kit, but you should bring your own for smaller things like Band-Aids, blister care, ibuprofen, Tylenol, those kind of things. I'm also going to do a warm hat, a sun hat, and a buff. And I will have a water bladder, and I may have that in combination with some water bottles. It depends on how you hike. You might have 3 1-liter water bottles and that's all you use. That's fine. No matter what though, you will need to have at least 1-liter water bottle and an insulated parka for your water bottle for when it's really cold and your water might freeze. So I'm going to tuck that in there. Also, do not forget to bring your hiking boots with good tread and fully waterproof hiking boots and hiking poles. I'm going to be bringing some snacks with me. You will get plenty to eat on your K2 base camp expedition, but sometimes it's nice to have some snacks from home. As well as my rain jacket, hard shell, heavy rain jacket, and my mid-weight insulation down jacket. So that is what will be in my day pack every single day on the trail. Moving on, we're going to start packing our duffel bag for the rest of the expedition that we will send with a porter or the muleteers and horses. This is a animal supported trek for the majority of the trip. So something that is significant about the K2 base camp expedition is that you can choose to go just up and back to K2 base camp, and that is all non-technical, it's just hiking. However, you can decide to also, once you get to base camp, go up over an 18,500 foot pass. If you decide to do that, it is somewhat technical. There are fixed lines, so you will have your double layer mountaineering boots, and we're going to pack those first in our duffel bag because those will kind of live in our duffel bag up until the pass. And then we do have our harness with 2 locking carabiners and 2 climbing slings, a helmet and some goggles, some heavyweight expedition down mittens, as well as a balaclava. And then finally, we will have our crampons, as well as some hand warmers and foot warmers. So those are the things that you will need for the big high pass. And then the rest is what everyone will need for the entire trip. So we're gonna start with our base layer kind of technical clothing for the lower body. We are gonna have our hiking pants. So we're gonna have a couple of light to mid-weight hiking pants and then some heavyweight hiking pants. And then we've got some different kind of base layers to go underneath those for layering if it gets cold. We are packing these in a waterproof compression sack. This is a really great way to save space and keep your gear protected from the elements. So we're just gonna put it in there. I'm not gonna compress it, but you get the idea that you can save a lot of space with a waterproof compression sack. Then you will have 4 to 6 pairs of socks, and you will probably be wearing socks multiple days, washing them multiple days, because it's a long trip, as well as underwear and bras for women. Next, we've got technical clothing upper body. We're gonna do 2 to 3 synthetic t-shirts, short sleeved, because we do at the lower elevations have some warmer weather. Then we're gonna do 2 to 3 base layers, long sleeve, a mid-layer top, as well as a rain and wind jacket, which I put in my day pack already. So these are all of our upper body tops, base layers, etc. We are also going to have an expedition down jacket. So this is minimum 600 fill down jacket. This one is currently packed up in its sleeve, and it mainly will be used for when you get to camp at night, but it will also be used for when we do the high pass.
Snow angel!
And then we have our personal equipment. We've got a 0-degree sleeping bag, as well as a sleeping mat. It's important to note that for our sleeping mat, you need to have a mat that is not the ultralight backpacking mats. Those have a tendency to pop, and you also need a little bit of insulation on this trip because you're going to be camping in colder temperatures. We have a toiletry bag for all of your toiletries. It is recommended to bring a dry bag or two in conjunction with the dry bag compression sack. If we were to encounter any extended bad weather, you could put your kind of most prized things in a dry bag and keep it protected from the elements. We have our camp shoes that we don't want to forget, and those will go in your duffel bag during the day and be ready for you at night in camp when you get into camp. And your wipes, which you will use to tidy up every day. We also are going to bring a power adapter for the plug system, the outlet system here in Pakistan, as well as a charging block. On this trip, we do carry a generator with us, and you have access to the generator in the evenings at dinner time. However, it's advised to bring a power block just in case. And then we have, finally, a pair of insulated down pants. This is an optional item for the people who are just going up and back to base camp. However, it's extremely nice to have these in the evenings when it's cool out and you're having dinner. It's really warm and insulative. For those who are doing the high pass, these are recommended but not required for underneath your trekking pants when we go on the high pass. So we're going to pack those in. This is a filtering water bottle, which filters out bacteria. We are going to be hiking on the glacier, on the Baltoro Glacier, and we'll have access to actually quite a lot of water. However, with all kinds of pack animals around, we wouldn't want to just drink the water straight from its source. So during the day, as a alternative to carrying all of your water for the day, you can grab a liter of water and filter it using this water bottle. It's very quick and easy and convenient rather than getting out an entire pump system. Other optional items on our K2 gear list, double-sided because it is quite involved, include a sleeping bag liner, which you can pack if you're worried that your sleeping bag isn't going to be warm enough. That can give you up to 20 degrees more warmth if you sleep inside a liner. You can also choose to bring an inflatable camp pillow, a camera, earplugs. That's very advisable. Liner socks if you hike with liner socks. A pee bottle for men, pee funnel for women, some extra snacks and food, biodegradable soap. Each evening you'll get a warm bowl of water, and so if you are getting sick of cleaning yourself up with wet wipes, you can use some biodegradable soap and water and your camp towel to kind of tidy up. Finally, travel clothes. We will all arrive in Pakistan and need to keep something back at the hotel. That's very doable. The hotel will keep your stuff while you're hiking, and you just collect it when you get back from your trip. And I think that wraps it up for our packing for K2 base camp. We are ready for some adventure and to be deep in those mountains.